Okay, welcome. Here's your oops, I said Saxon and HMH. Your writing lesson for today, 5.3. We are going to reread Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon. This time I'm going to stop at some important parts that we're going to discuss, and then later we're going to do a small activity with that. So before we start reading, I want us to talk about elements of informational text, how this story, it gives us a problem, it shows us a solution to the problem, and then it shows us how Molly Lou Mellon is still proud of who she is, right? Good. All right, let's start reading.
Molly Lou Mellon. Written by Patti Lavelle. Illustrated by David Catro. Molly Lou Mellon stood just taller than her dog and was the shortest girl in the first grade. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Walk as proudly as you can and the world will look up to you."
So so the beginning, that's the lesson. The lesson is walk as proudly as you can and the world will look up to you. So the more proud you are, the more the people will start to follow you. Instead of making fun of you or making you feel bad, the prouder you are of yourself and accepting your flaws in the way you are will make you a good leader, make people follow you rather than resent you.
So she did.
So she took her grandma's advice and she did.
Molly Lou Mellon had buck teeth that stuck out so far she could stack pennies on them. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Smile big and the world will smile right alongside you."
Take your hat off, please. Sit, Amaria.
So she did. Molly Lou Mellon had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Sing out clear and strong and the world will cry tears of joy." So she did. Molly Lou Mellon was often fumble-fingered. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Believe in yourself and the world will believe in you too."
Why did the author include this illustration on these pages? Why did the author draw these pictures? Leia? Okay, but no, this picture here. What is she doing here? Rena? She's trying to wash the dishes, right? This is her washing the dishes. But she's taking too much on at once. Instead of putting dish by dish inside of the sink, she's holding all of the dishes at once. So why does the illustrator draw this picture here? To help us what? Understand what, Dustin? It says she was fumble-fingered. To help us understand what fumble-finger means, right? Exactly. Fumble-fingered means clumsy. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. All right. Fumble-fingered means clumsy and that she broke things, that things weren't always perfect, right? All right. The picture shows Molly Lou Mellon sitting among the broken dishes. So it shows us that she was clumsy.
So she did. Then Molly Lou Mellon moved to a new town. She had to say goodbye to her grandma and all of her friends.
So far, what is the main idea that the author wants the readers to know? What does the reader want us all to know so far? Okay, you guys are going to have to wake up. Someone is going to have to answer. What is the main idea that the author wants the readers to know, JC? What does the author want us to know about Molly Lou Mellon? Brenaya? Okay, they want us to know that she believes in herself. She is proud of who she is. What are some details that show Molly Lou Mellon using her unique qualities? Oh, well, she hasn't done that yet. But when she remember yesterday we read this, when she stands up to Ronald Durkin, what does she do to stand up for herself? Rena? Okay, let's read this part.
On the first day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Shrimpo in gym class. When the game started, Molly Lou Mellon caught the football, ran under the legs of Ronald Durkin, and scored a touchdown. All the children thought, "Wow, she's good." And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish.
What did she do to stand up for herself from Ronald Durkin here? What did she do, JC? She beat him. Didn't she beat him at football?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she made him feel foolish, right? She scores a touchdown. She runs through his legs. She uses her ability, her being short is now it's a good thing, right? Because then she can, very good. So then she runs between his legs and trips him and scores a touchdown. So she uses her flaws as a power, right? A superpower. Let's see. What about here? What did she do to stand up to him?
On the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Bucky Tooth Beaver. Molly Lou Mellon took out her pennies, stacked 10 high on her teeth, and smiled as big as day.
What is
All the children smiled with glee, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish.
So what is she doing here? What is she doing here, Dustin? And she's entertaining her classmates, right? So instead of making fun of the way her teeth looks, she's entertaining the classmates. They're happy with what she's doing. They find it really cool, don't they? And that made him feel very foolish. Let's keep going.
On the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, "You sound like a sick duck, honk honk." Molly Lou Mellon sang out a quack so clear and strong that it made Ronald Durkin somersault backwards, hit his head, and have to go to the nurse. All the children cried with joy to be free of Ronald Durkin for the rest of the afternoon, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish.
All right. So I'm just going to kind of skim through it because we've already read it yesterday. This is where she was making the snowflake, and everyone was telling her she did it wrong. And when she opened it up, hers was one of the most beautiful snowflakes of all. Now, this is what I want to get to.
On the fifth day of school, Ronald Durkin brought Molly Lou Mellon a stacking penny for her tooth and smiled at her.
Why do you think he brought her a penny? Amaria, why did he bring her a penny? No, she's not going to buy anything with it. You need to be paying attention. Get your hands out of your desk. Okay, why, Michael? Good, so she can stack more pennies on her teeth. Is he trying to be nice? Yes. So what happens at the end of the story? They become friends. Very good. All right. So what we're going to do next is I want you guys to take out the writing problem solving. Looks like this. Let's read the directions at the top. It's 5.2. It says, name one problem Molly Lou Mellon solved and draw about it. So I want you guys to write one problem that she solved and to draw about it. Who can raise their hand and tell me about a problem that she solved? Dustin, what's a problem that she solved? A snowflake was a problem? No. What's a problem that she had and she solved? JC? Okay, that the other kids were, or Ronald Durkin was bullying her. Okay, who can give me a specific, that's the big picture, but who can give me a specific detail? Rena. He was making fun of her and calling her a shrimpo because she was short. And how did she solve that problem? By beating him. That's one of the problems you could draw and write about. What's another problem she had? Leia. They were making fun of her. Why, Brenaya? Very good. He who kept on making fun of the way she looked and called her a buck-toothed beaver, is calling her names, basically. And instead of feeling bad or crying about it, she showed everybody this cool trick she could do with those teeth. And it made him feel very foolish. What's another problem she had, or everybody had, and she helped solve? Everybody was getting bullied by Ronald Durkin, and she solved that problem by standing tall and standing up to him, right? And then he started to become nicer, and he became her friend. So you can write about one of those instances and draw about it. So where it says write about it, you're just going to write a few sentences on these 2 lines, and then you're going to draw about it, okay? When you're done, turn that into me. I'll see you later. Bye.